Today, I'm going to be lunging the two girls, Aurora and Nova. Yes, the horse is named by you. And you heard that correctly, me, the novice, lunging the two girls under the keen eye of Natasha, the Grand Prix dressage rider. There was just one question I had to ask the girls. Do you girls have any concerns with me lunging rather than Tash? And with that settled, we were ready to go. Let's just hope it goes better than last time. I've got everything I need. Let's just get these two girls onto the arena.
Hey riding superstars, we are with the beautifully named Aurora.
Yes, people's choice, Aurora.
People's choice. And we thought it might be useful to go through what we're doing with them on the lunge. And I'm going to teach Phil because I find it hard to lunge and teach at the same time. So Phil's going to be my teacher. So the first thing that you want to remember with the lunging is you should wear gloves. Because
can you hold that?
If the horse runs through your hands, it hurts. So lots of people ask with the lunge, they don't like it just on the inside cheek bit. I don't mind it on horses that aren't bulging through the shoulder and doing things that aren't, because then basically I have the inside of their mouth. So I can talk to them with the lunge rein and play with my lower fingers just as if I was riding them, and I get to play with my inside rein, and my whip is an extension of my leg. So I've got my leg and my rein, and my leg and my rein, and my leg and my rein, and that's what I'm thinking about when I'm lunging. Some other people like to go through the inside and clip onto the outside, like so. This allows you now, when you talk, you're now talking to the outside bit, but also if you're pulling, you can see if you pull here, you're going to pull pretty much on both reins. So that's good if you've got a stronger horse and a horse that's going to like pull the bit. Sometimes if they completely bulge out the outside shoulder and try and run away, you're going to pull the bit through their mouth, especially if you don't have these little cheek pieces. So then that's good for that. And some other people like to thread it through, over.
Just go straight into the bit?
Yep, and back onto the outside rein. And that again, it just takes it, it's a different anchor point. So now you're putting pressure on the pole when you pull and pulling the head down because the pressure's coming from the pole as well as the outside rein, as well as the inside rein. So again, it just gives you more strength. I don't like, so when I'm pulling, I like to know what I'm pulling on. When I pull on this, I'm pulling on her pole, her outside rein, and her inside rein. I don't like that as much because maybe I don't want to pull, I definitely don't want to pull on her pole, so I don't like that one. Like I said, with Nova, I do this one because she's stronger and she does bulge. But with this one, she's actually quite soft and sensitive. And so I like, as I said, just being able to talk to the inside rein. And I know if I pull on the lunge, I am only pulling on this rein. So I know exactly what's happening with the mechanics of what's going on. Like I said, the lunge is my rein. So when I get on her back, what I do with my reins is what I've been doing with the lunge. So it's all the same. Obviously, I'm not on her back, so I don't have legs on her. I can't tell her to go. So the whip becomes an extension of my arm and an extension of my leg. Now, the biggest thing is when you're lunging, you want to make sure that you are in the, I'm so not good at geometry. It's triangle.
Yes, you're one point of the triangle.
Yes, so there's a line from the tail to me. Whoa, 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 whoa. And you can see she did absolutely everything perfect because I actually pointed at her shoulder. Now she won't move forward because now where am I? I'm not in the triangle. I am like way in front of the triangle. So this with my body language says stop. Do not go forward. Good girl. So as I was saying, your body language is super, super important with your body. So obviously if I'm here and I'm pulling my shoulders back, hey, what did we learn? Good girl. And then if I lead her in with me, good girl. Now if I come around to the shoulder, good. I'm kind of fine here. The minute I walk to her hind legs, she should go forward because I'm now driving. Yeah. So I'm driving those hind legs and she did that perfect. I actually didn't want her to go to go forward. I need that whip again. Whip's not bad. We actually aren't even going to touch you with it. It's just a cue. Yeah. Yeah, we're okay, we're okay. So I'm in front of you, so you can't move. I'm in front of you, so you can't move. So she has to learn I own all the space, not even my space, but around me. So if I'm saying don't move and don't break through my space, you don't break through my space. Good. Now, I'm just going to point the whip. Perfect. Good girl. At her hind legs. And you see how she's just crossing her hind leg over. This is me teaching her leg yield. If you're lunging, you're always doing the balance of do I need to stop the shoulder or do I need to get more hind leg? And you'll see it more with Phil, and we'll get him to do some cool tricks. Phil has got a lot of lunge experience and training because when I used to break in horses, he had to keep me safe.
Sorry.
So I was used to be the first people on their backs, and Phil would have me on the lunge. So if they decided to go bronco on me, he could hold them for me. So he had to learn how to lunge, and also when young horses are lunging for the first time, they can sometimes be strong. And because of that little in-hand session that we've done, well, we were walking.
Would you like me to try and get her back to walk?
No, you're right. Keep dodging the poo.
I know. Good. Whoa.
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 Sorry, horsey. So you can see there's the pressure. Her environment changed. I'm trying to get out of the way, but Phil's still walking with me. Yeah, but then straight away the pressure comes on. What's her go-to? To go. And you know, that's a good thing. You always want the horse in front of the leg, but you want the horse in front of the leg because the horse is in front of the leg. There was no leg on. Phil was not pointing the whip to her hind leg, asking her to move forward. She just goes because she's scared is an overstatement, but that's kind of, you know, she does what she knows. What she knows is to go. And to become a good little pony club horse or a good little eventer or a good little dressage horse, she has to learn to wait and wait for the aids to tell her what to do. So in this lunge, Phil's doing a really great job. If you draw little lines between him, you can see he is definitely keeping that triangle where it needs to be. So maybe just get past me. I think I'm about to die. And again, she has to be okay with her environment changing. I can't control the environment at a competition. And she has to bring her in, Phil. She can't gallop off like that. If there's things in her way, she has to be able to deal with it. She has to be okay with it. And I'm not getting on her back when anytime she gets stressed or anytime she gets upset, she's going to gallop off. That's not the answer I need her to learn. I need her to learn when something scares me, I wait for my rider or my lunger, you know, my person, to tell me what to do next. So Phil, can you just go in front of her shoulder so everyone can see what happened? So now Phil's in front of the shoulder and she's about to stop. Perfect. So that's actually a good thing if you need her to walk or need her to trot. So now start walking towards the back of her, but keep her on a 6 metre circle. Yes, and you can see where's his shoulders? Totally away from her. He is the opposite of driving. So if you throw your shoulders at them and, you know, throw your shoulders back and come at them, that means go. Phil is completely turned away from her, and as you can see, she's now happy to walk. So your body language is crucial when it comes to lunging. I can't say it enough.
She's still a little bit of I don't know. She's just getting used to getting patted on the face and stuff as well. So she's but she's good. I thought she really calmed down and we were able to do almost 2/3 of a lunge on a lunge rope walk.
And just check, step into her, make sure she steps backward. Yeah, bruh, pat her in the head.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Good girl. That's good.
But that kind of groundwork at the start really grounds her and makes her listen to you a bit more.
Yeah, gives you her attention, and then she has the focus, and then she doesn't worry about the external things so much. But now she's relaxed, she's not calling out to her friend. It's good. Good girl. Good girl, Aurora.
And the good thing with these horses is I can take as long as I want. If I don't get on them for 6 months, I don't get on them for 6 months. I know that might not be the case if it's your only horse that you have. You want to, you know, do it quicker and quicker and quicker, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have a real strict list of criteria that I want to see met before I do the work under the saddle, because I know it'll just make my work a lot easier. Like I can ride them, or I can, oh, I love that trot. Good girl. I can ride them or I can do the work on the lunge. It's the same work. So whether or not where I am is no different. They have to learn to move their shoulder, they have to learn to move their hind leg, they have to learn to go, and most importantly, they have to learn to wait for me. They have to learn to listen for me. They have to keep thinking, not just reacting. This mare's much better at thinking than the other one. She actually doesn't gallop off blindly, which is nice.
Good girl.
And this one tries to please a bit more. She's really looking, what do you want? What do you want? Good girl.
She's a bit more relaxed with you sitting there too.
Yeah.
Come. I'm going to ask for a step of canter shortly. Good girl. Come, down this part.
And Phil knows as well,
Okay.
to get the canter, you want to do it on the closed part of the arena, because the open part of the arena, you're going to lose their shoulder and they're going to find it too hard. So Phil asked her to trot because she did a change and she was on the wrong leg. So you want to make sure that the inside front leg is the leg that's going the most forward. That means they're on the correct lead. So Phil will do it again.
Come. Canter. Good girl.
And the mare's getting better and better at the canter. So what she did was change behind because she found it unbalanced, and then that was hard and tricky for her, so she then changed in front as well. So now she's on the correct lead. Now watch that hind leg. She just changes every time on the open side. Now remember, there's a whole level of the German training scale on straightness. And the reason it's there is because horses aren't straight. They bulge all the time or they fall in. But this shoulder is interesting. It means when I get her really strong, so Phil straight away saw we got the wrong lead again, that's okay. Yeah, if I get her strong, it's gonna take years. But if I got her strong, I could create a very, very, very fancy trot because she has a lot of shoulder freedom there, which is very interesting. Yeah, just keep her bent to the inside. So there, she's disunited. I thought she'd change back. Doing a good job. So what happened was there, she kept the correct lead in the front, but then changed behind. And I thought maybe we could get her to change back, but she didn't. She just went around disunited, so Phil's brought her back to the trot. Now, why is she disunited? Why is she on the wrong lead? Balance. She's got no balance. She can't do a circle. It's all too hard. And she's just finding it really hard to stay upright right now. And there you can see she was about to turn in and cross over on Phil, but Phil just lifted the right hand with the whip and maybe his left hand, I wasn't paying too much attention, and drove her back out and said, you can just walk out there until I say that we're going to halt.
Good girl. Would you like to do any more canter on this side or just
No.
happy with that? Good girl.
And like I said, so there's no rush to get on her, because if I get on her, it's definitely not going to help her balance her canter. There's nothing I can do that's going to make that better. It's hours. So whether I do them on her or lunging, it makes no difference. And I'm very spoiled and lucky that I get to ride some beautifully balanced, reactive horses that I can, do things to, and they react because they're much more trained and much more experienced. So I'd prefer to do all this work on the lunge, to be honest, because it's not fun up there when your horse is going around on the wrong leg and about to fall over and not balanced and going super fast.
So what we thought we'd do at the end of every episode is we'll do a little bit of a recap, read the comments, go through the comments of last episode. The cat doesn't really want to be part of this, I don't think. And yeah, we'd go through the comments of the previous episode, and then you can answer any questions and stuff like that, because last week we obviously talked about the cost of the thoroughbred.
Yes.
And a lot of people have said, Tash, you got ripped off. They're so expensive for horses. And I even, when you actually purchased them, I said, Tash, you got to heckle a bit. And you said, no, Phil, not heckling. This is the price. And you can tell us why.
Yeah, I think to do the job that the people at Sherry Park do, to hopefully not people, horses from the market, and obviously you need to pay a price to get them from the market. It's normally what the price is, the going price for the meat, the knackery. The knackery will pay a price, and you've got to pay that price plus a little bit more to secure the horse from the market. And the fact that they do that and then have to fatten up the horse. And we all know horse feed is very expensive, and especially feeding thoroughbreds. Plus they need the chiropractic care, they need the horse feed care, and they need the vet care and the ulcer care and the care and the care and the care, and especially the state they were in, they actually needed a lot of work. So I said to Phil, I don't want to haggle on price. I believe that these horses have already had a serious amount of money invested into them, and even if I'm paying a little bit more than what was just invested, I wanted to give back to Shorey Park, and I wanted her to have the funds to keep doing what she does, because she legitimately saved these horses. So that was my reasoning there. I'm the first to be all about bargaining and all about getting the right price, but yeah, in this case, that wasn't my intention.
And we thought they're doing such a good job down there at the park that extra money comes through means more horses rescued.
Yes.
So we're happy. We'd even give donations there to, more horses rescued, the better.
Yes.
So pay extra and rescue some horses.
Yeah, and obviously, it wouldn't be the same case if it was someone who had bought the horse for $100 and was trying to sell it to me for $10,000 and had only put in another $1,000. But who am I to say what someone's profit margin should be and what someone's... I'm not aware of people's in-depth situations. So...
Yep, and obviously the Wintec saddle, we were told, is different. It's got different...
what was the comment?
Oh, just wow, 1900 for a Wintec. Where I live, Wintecs are a rather cheap brand with a bad reputation.
I think
just interesting to see the differences in different countries.
Yeah, and look, I think every person I speak to sometimes about saddles will swear by the saddle that they like. I'm very blasé. I don't have a favourite saddle. I ride in so many different saddles, and it's up to me to sit on the horse and into the horse and get my seat right. I don't think there's a saddle in the world. I don't care if you've spent $20,000. I don't think there's a saddle in the world that can do that for you. And Isabel Worth is one of my favourite riders in the entire planet, and I adore her, and I have her signature on my saddle, which I think is cool. So it's to each their own. Everyone gets their own. They can do what they want.
And I am sure this week we'll be getting some comments about the lunging, do you think? Or, I mean, lunging's such a wide...
The minute I think you work with horses, everyone is totally entitled to their opinion and totally entitled to share it. I'm just sharing what we're doing. People want to know how we're going to turn these thoroughbreds into beautiful, amazing dressage horses. This is how we're choosing to do it. And I'm sure there'll be good comments and bad comments and everywhere in between, and I would just encourage everyone to think of love and think of respect when they're commenting.
And be sure to stick around for next week, because...
Are we finally riding?
Are you getting on the horses?
Cool.
We got riding.
I'll get on. Yeah. Let's do that.
So it's exciting. So yes, stick around next week. Tash is jumping on these girls because they've had a few lunges now and they're good to go, I reckon.
Let's see what happens.